So when we last left the Fabric Godmother Advent calendar, it was day 15 and I unwrapped this pyjama trousers pattern. Now it's not very me, and so I've decided to go off book, but day 16 is a cutting out day, so I really didn't have very long to decide. But as you can see, I'm cutting something out. But let's move on to day 17, which was given the pattern and instructions for this sleep mask. They've really gone with the pyjama-y theme, which would be fine if I was actually making the trousers. Now, slightly disappointingly, it required some wadding and some elastic, neither of which were provided, which I think is a bit of a missed opportunity. However, I appreciated the vibe and I'm going with it. It was a really nice, easy make. The ruffle was a little bit fiddly and faffy, but it definitely could have been an optional piece, so I could have omitted it had I wanted to. Now it's just lots and lots of sewing around the eye mask shape before turning it through and sewing up the little hole, and there she is. Then we move into day 18, another empty box day, some sewing instructions for the pyjamas. Now obviously I'm not doing those, I'm making the long peasant sleeved alley shift dress. I just think this fabric is going to look gorgeous in it. So for this day I decided to sew the darts and the side seams and just the main body of the dress before we finally have day 19 and something in the box. But this one was a little disappointing because it kind of felt like a repeat. Now these are different designs, but it is just another set of labels. But no time to dwell because we move on to day 20, another empty box day. We're sewing another set of instructions. So I've decided to add the sleeves and finish off the neck on my dress. The sleeves have this lovely gathered sleeve head to add a nice bit of volume, and the neck is finished off with this facing piece. I did use some of the interfacing that was provided with for the previous project, so it worked really well from that perspective. But this was not the day that I was due to finish it on, because day 21 was just set out to hem the garment. The cuffs on these sleeves are finished with some elastic, so I'm just feeding these through, but I do think this was another eked out day. But we're back in the box for day 22, and what we're about to unwrap is something that they're recommending to put on a t-shirt to go with the trousers. It's a little iron-on patch. But we're back to sewing again for day 23. It's this little heart decoration. Now this constructionally was very repetitive from doing the eye mask, just in a different shape. But I'd used some offcuts after last year's crochet advent calendar to make a reminder bauble, so I figured this would function similarly. Now they provided no wadding for this, so I just shredded some of the leftover scraps that I had in order to stuff it, sewed up the hole, and then she was done. So then we open the box for the final time at day 24. It's gone rogue. We now have two. So many empty box days, and now we have two. The first one is a voucher for £10 off my next order, and then the second one is a lovely box with a couple of little chocolates in it. But let me finally take you to the big reveal on my final make from this box. I absolutely love this dress. I just think it drapes and flows so beautifully. I just think this fabric would have been wasted on a pair of pajamas. So I am thrilled with my decision to go off book. But enough from me and this advent. Merry Christmas!